Internet erupts when media explains why Trump was given warmer welcome in Saudi Arabia than Obama. Conservative commentator Ann Coulter is well known for her fiery antics. Which is why her recent comments about former President Obama and current President Trump should not be at all shocking. On Saturday, Coulter appeared on Fox News Channel with Judge Jeanine Pirro on her show Justice. They discussed the president's visit to Saudi Arabia and its greater meaning and context. In fact, she flat out stated that Saudi Arabia gave Trump a warmer welcome than Obama because they like that he is a stronger man. Coulter said, "I like the fact because Trump is a strong alpha male leader, that the Arabs respect him. They don't respect the beta male Obama. And you see that. He is getting a warmer reception. In fact, they probably like that radical Islam stuff. I don't think they mind. MSNBC was going crazy, they will be so upset with the Muslim ban. No, Saudi Arabia bans Christians, what do they care? They understand the idea of sovereign nations." Watch their exchange here. Upon the arrival of the president and his administration officials, he was greeted with flags, fanfare and a musical rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. The president first arrived in the capital of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia at the Royal Palace. One reporter, Benjamin Hall, said that before his arrival everyone was thoroughly excited that banners and billboards depicting the incoming president indicated everyone wasn't looking forward to the visit. Hall noted that one of the reasons they were likely jubilant was because the president chose Saudi Arabia to be his first overseas stop, unlike in the past when Western nations were the first stop on a foreign trip. Whether this was deliberately done or not is unknown. In light of this recent trip, the media has been referencing the trip that President Obama made to Saudi Arabia during his tenure as president. President Obama made headlines when he bowed and even reportedly kissed a Saudi Arabian dignitary. Conservatives were pissed that the commander-in-chief and leader of the free world was seen as in a lower position than someone else. They yearned for someone like Donald Trump who exuded strength. Pete Hegseth said, "On a foreign trip you don't usually see this level of pomp and circumstance. The level of excitement is wildly ironic and funny because liberals in the United States have routinely accused the president and his administration of being xenophobic and anti-Muslim, yet they received a level of pomp and circumstance upon his arrival that is not ordinarily seen." While on the trip, the president also took the opportunity to speak out against the fight against radical Islamic terrorism. "This is not a battle between different faiths, different sects or different civilizations. This is a battle between barbaric criminals who seek to obliterate human life, and decent people of all religions who seek to protect it. This is a battle between good and evil. Drive them out. Drive out the terrorists. Drive out the extremists. Drive them out of your places of worship. Drive them out of your communities. Drive them out of your holy land and drive them out of this earth. We can only overcome this evil if the forces of good are united and strong, and if everyone in this room does their fair share and fulfills their part of the burden. Muslim-majority countries must take the lead in stamping out radicalization. We must stop what they're doing to inspire, because they do nothing to inspire but kill." He gave the speech at the Arab Islamic American Summit. It may very well reset the relationship the president has with the Middle East as it aims to set a peaceful and hopeful note for our relationship to come. During his speech, he almost seemed to disassociate religion from terrorism and called Middle Eastern countries to aid in getting rid of the threat of radical Islamic terrorism. In the era of Donald Trump, not only will these Middle Eastern countries be hiring and buying American people and products, but our relationship with them will get exponentially better. We will also have a new ally in the fight against radical Islamic terrorism. An ally we never would have had under the previous administration.
Trump saves huge surprise for last with who he brought all the way to Saudi and just showed up on stage. The left loves to hate President Trump, as we all know. The mainstream media is constantly attacking Trump for everything he does, no matter what it is. I mean, the man could cure cancer tomorrow and they would find something wrong with that. A great example of that is President Donald Trump's trip to Saudi Arabia over this weekend. After years of a strained relationship with Barack Hussein Obama, Trump is attempting to repair it, and hopefully, move forward. However, there was one surprise that President Trump brought to the Middle Eastern country that no one saw coming, and it is awesome. President Trump brought a whole host of people to join him in the two-day celebration in Saudi Arabia. Not only did Trump bring First Lady Melania Trump and Ike Trump, but also someone else. Country music star Toby Keith also made the trek to the Middle East and performed some of his hit songs. What a huge surprise for so many on the left, right? Keith, who is a vocal Trump supporter, is a fan favorite for his patriotic flair and fun songs. Toby Keith often plays for our troops overseas and often gives the medal to our enemies such as ISIS. While some may see this as a strange person to invite to the Middle East, I think it is fantastic. However, Keith did not perform alone and shared the stage with Saudi singer Rabah Sager, according to an advertisement circulated online. The advertisement reads, "An Arabian lute and American guitar unite in a star-studded night." The concert is a way to hopefully bridge the gap and unite two cultures to fight violent extremism. This is what Western journalism had to say about this unprecedented concert. Saudi Arabia created a website containing information about the upcoming summit as well as a clock that literally counts the seconds until the beginning of the summit. United under a single vision, together we prevail, this highly anticipated event, the first of its kind in history, will renew our mutual commitment to global security and further strengthen already deep business, cultural and political ties, the website says. As we bring the world together to confront violent extremist ideology, so too are we working in partnership with our American and Islamic allies to improve the lives of our people and strengthen our collective economies. According to the website, success will be achieved through tolerance, partnership and a shared vision for the future. In an article written for the pan-Arab newspaper Al Hayat, writer Ziad Al-Dries explained the real reason for the president's trip to Saudi Arabia. President Trump will not come to Riyadh because he loves us. The Gulf and Muslim leaders will not come to Riyadh because they love him, Al-Dries wrote. The common interests of these international leaders are what bring them together in Riyadh, he added. Here are some clips from this interesting performance. Sadly, though, not everyone was able to see the show since it was only for males. Here is more from Daily Mail. The duo will perform for an audience made up only of men who should be above 21 and dressed in traditional Saudi thobe tunics. Access is free of charge. Saudi Arabia, which enforces a strict interpretation of Islam that includes a total prohibition of alcohol and a separation of men and women, is an unlikely destination for Keith, who packs arenas in the heartland of the United States. The kingdom has recently loosened the reins on entertainment, including allowing musical concerts that had been banned for the past 2 decades. Keith, usually clad in a cowboy hat, has a long list of songs exploring the cathartic effects of alcohol, including "I Love This Bar," "Whiskey Girl," "Get Drunk and Be Somebody," "Drinks After Work," and "Drunk Americans." I know that the left is already attacking Donald Trump and Toby Keith over this, but maybe it will help relations with the country. Keith is a proud American and is a huge supporter of President Trump, who is extremely patriotic and loves freedom. Maybe some people do not understand why Trump chose Keith, but I can see why for sure. Music can be a cultural uniter and open the door to more communication. This could bring the countries together and hopefully we can work together as a team to defeat terrorist threats. Minutes ago Trump stunned every Muslim in the world with these 4 words. Before he became President of the United States, Donald Trump led the way on highlighting the dangers of Islam and how terrorism has flourished under Barack Hussein Obama under his did-nothing policies for 8 long years. When he was a candidate running for president, he differentiated himself from all of the other candidates because he wasn't afraid to call it radical Islamic terrorism, and make it known that as our enemies, they should be very afraid of what will happen if he became President of the United States. All of the promises came true as he displayed he would be unwavering in the face of terror. In March, Trump ordered that the mother of all bombs, MOAB, which is the most powerful non-nuclear weapon the United States possesses, to be dropped on ISIS fighters and caves in Afghanistan. The aftermath left hundreds killed, but it sent the message that he would not be afraid to take action against the jihadists waging war on Christians. While his speech offered many fireworks, the president uttered 4 words that made it clear for the world that these jihadi psychopaths should never be allowed to remain on this planet. Drive out the terrorists. Drive them out. Drive them out. The video just below shows that Trump did not mince his words or aim to appease the Muslim world. He made it clear to terrorists that they can expect to be wiped off the face of the earth in the near future, and he encouraged all of the leaders in the Muslim world to join forces so that we can root out this evil once and for all. Muslim leaders have been desperate for a bold leader like President Trump for years, but they had to deal with Barack Hussein Obama since 2008, who did nothing to help them solve this